All right, guys, so let's talk about the reactive step trainer from Biodex Rehab. Now, in this video, what you see is I'm bringing a new patient to the reactive step trainer for the first time. I'm setting up the overhead harness. Now, clearly, this is an independent living individual, but look at that little stumble, that little trip, just stepping up there without the use of upper extremity assist. There was a loss of balance. So we're putting the harness on. Of course, I have HIPAA compliant release content and social media releases for all of my clients that I'm showing you this information with. I'm explaining to this client as I set them up how everything works, where the clasps go, what this is intended to do. In this particular case, I didn't put the harness on myself first, but usually I do, and I kind of sit and swing in it so they see that it can actually support their body weight. I am very particular. I will not put somebody in this harness system, probably that's, over body weight of, say, 300 pounds. I don't, even though I know it's rated up to 600, I don't feel like it's a comfortable environment for them. Right here, I'm explaining to my client how the treadmill works, what to expect, what we're doing. We do a pre-training sequence first, so that when I establish the initial speed, I allow the client to feel what it's like to walk on a treadmill. A lot of clients have never walked on a treadmill. And so when you first do so, it's a little disorienting. You're walking, there's nothing moving in your peripheral vision. So this is my opportunity just to see how he does. Now I ask him to let go, one hand first, just to see. Then we go to both hands, and you can see right away, he's very unsteady. He's a lot more side-to-side motion. We're not going to get into gait mechanics right now. My intent here is to kind of give you an example of what the reactive step trainer does. So we end the pre-training sequence, and now what I'm doing is I'm setting up the actual training sequence. I'm explaining that in the first phase of this, I am not going to surprise him. I'm going to tell him before I initiate any kind of slip or trip function. And so again, he's walking a little quicker cadence, a little quicker speed. We're going through what he can expect. I just hit the button to show him what it feels like with either a slip or a trip. You saw him stumble, but he's holding on. Now we're walking. There was another slip or trip. I want him to get a feel for it. My goal in this is not to see him fail. It's to build his confidence. So now I've asked him to let go of the handles. I'm explaining. I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1. Then I'm going to push the button. There you go. You saw a significant loss of balance in that situation. I believe if he didn't have something to grab onto, he probably would have fallen. Now we're getting ready for another slip or trip. I'm counting down 3, 2, 1. Now that was a little better response from the patient. He again knew what to expect, but it wasn't such an exaggerated loss of balance. We're going to do it again in just a moment. I'm explaining that each time we practice this, he's going to respond better. He's going to have less of an exaggerated response. There we go. Now this time he didn't even have to grab the handrail. This is the kind of proof of concept that clients are looking for. They want to see an immediate benefit from the work they're putting in. That was the, I think, 4th time we did it, and you can see hardly any response. Now, I think we've got one more in here. There you go. I mean, literally nothing. It's the same level, same intensity, same speed. But what this is doing is it is showing my client how well they can prepare themselves, how quickly they can improve with just a little bit of practice. Now, in this situation, I don't know if you caught that. He's holding on with one hand. He's using a handkerchief to wipe his nose. These are the kind of real world scenarios. That is when the client is going to slip in society, slip in the community, and we need him to be able to recover. So here we go. We're just walking. I think we're probably going to wrap up here soon. So just a little information about what I'm doing in this program. This is a self-paid program. So I am marketing the Reactive Step Trainer to the physicians that are already referring me clients. But what this is doing is it's allowing me to open up new patient referrals. Prior to this, I didn't have specialized equipment. Could I train gait training? Of course. I mean, we don't need any specialized equipment. But what this investment does for me is it allows me to show other local physicians that we do have specialized equipment that the hospital doesn't have. Most of the local primary care and orthopedic neurologists, they're all owned by the hospital. They're employees of the hospital. They're strongly encouraged not to refer patients outside the hospital network. This is a device that gives me an opportunity to receive referrals, give them an excuse to say, I need to refer out because the hospital doesn't have this equipment.